Throughout our history, many people have claimed to have had an N.D.E or near-death experience. Although such claims are hard to prove or disprove, it is a subject that has kept our interest in the afterlife going for many years. The following investigation you are about to witness is from such a person. In the spring of 2014, a young guy by the name of Dedman contacted our researchers, claiming that he had a near-death experience. At that time, we wasn't sure whether or not we were being wound up. Having said that, our researchers did follow Dedman's story up, and we were surprised to what our researchers had found. On the 3rd November 2010, Dedman was rushed to a local hospital with a life-threatening illness. While at the hospital, the doctors decided that they had no choice but to operate on Jim if there was any chance of him surviving. They rushed him to the theatre and started to operate at once. During the operation, Dedman stated that doctors had told him that he had died for 3 minutes on the operating table, and it was during these 3 minutes of death that Dedman claims to have visited the other side. So what happened during those 3 minutes? Jim said that he remembers floating out of his body and that he could see the doctors operating on him, but he couldn't feel any pain. And then he began to be sucked into a tunnel, going around and around. It seemed to be never ending. And then all of a sudden, it just stopped. And then Jim noticed a figure, a young lady in white, holding her hands out as if to welcome him. Jim explained that the figure resembled that of his long-lost mother. And then out of nowhere, the figure turned into an evil-looking, dark, shadowy thing. And he was looking to take me as his prisoner. After this dark figure had locked Dedman in chains, The figure then led Jim to a small shed type of shack. Jim was then thrown and locked inside. It didn't seem to matter what Jim thought about. He just couldn't get rid of these evil images out of his mind. After a short while, Jim couldn't fight it any longer and went into a deep sleep. A few hours later, Jim started to think once again about the vision he had about his long lost mother. He missed her so much, but he knew life had to go on, and he had to find a way out of this creepy place. Jim knew that he needed to escape, but didn't know how he was going to break free from the chains. But somehow he did. Jim was somehow now free, but he had to now find his way back home. After a while, Jim came to a stop. He could hear someone talking to him, but he wasn't sure where it was coming from. Jim Dedman. Who are you? Jim cried out, but there was no reply. And then everything went dark. And out of the darkness he noticed once again the bright vision of his mother. This is your dream, over which you have no control. For you, reality is just a trip. After hearing this, Jim didn't know how much more he could take. He wanted to go home, but he also wanted to be with his mother. He was so confused now that he just turned and went into the forest. It wasn't long before Jim found himself back amongst the mist and fog, a place where his dream had started from, and his experience with the tunnel was starting all over again.
Gee whiz, what a story. It's a story that would be hard to prove one way or another. Did Jim Dedman have a near-death experience? Let's face it, he died, he was chased by some madman in a mask, he came back to life, and he disappeared. Do you believe in life after death?